It's always been a golden rule in retail that healthy competition leads to better prices for the consumer, and eliminating competition degrades wages and consumer products. Unfortunately, the retail giant is accused of making $1 billion with a secret algorithm for spiking prices internet-wide and lowballing competitors. The Wall Street Journal have alleged that the online retailer illegally wields monopoly power that keeps prices artificially high and locks out competition. They report that Amazon is using an algorithm code named Project Nessie to test how much it could raise prices in a way that competitors would follow. It contracts with third-party sellers, and wholesalers inflate prices, stifle competition, and violate antitrust and unfair competition laws. The prices are hiking, and the physical stores and online services are being affected alike. The prices of streaming services on the platform have increased for the second time in less than 10 months. As a result, other music streaming services, such as Spotify and Google, have also introduced price hikes over the past several months. This is a clear indication of what we have already discussed. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. The issue is not limited to online retailers. Brick-and-mortar stores, especially those in the grocery segment, are also experiencing massive price hikes happening seemingly overnight. There's been a sharp hike in the prices of Amazon Fresh in Capitol Hill. The prices of some fruits have increased by over 100%, and generally the food prices have soared by 10.9% over the past 12 months. Some of the nation's largest retailers have been using soaring inflation rates as an excuse to raise prices and make billions of dollars. Over half of retail businesses are using this tactic to drive up the rates higher than what's necessary to offset increased costs. Retail businesses say inflation has given them the ability to raise costs beyond what's required to offset higher costs. The decision by companies to boost prices is hitting demand at big box retailers like Walmart and Home Depot, both of which said that inflation will result in worse earnings results for 2023 than previously expected. So, naturally, they will increase the price tag to meet their profits. These hikes will alienate the customers. Many Americans feel companies are raising prices more than needed in order to boost profits. At first, this appeared to be a minor manipulation, but upon closer inspection, the algorithm was designed to gauge the impact of Amazon's product price increases on the broader retail market, monitoring whether its rivals followed its lead. If other retailers didn't raise their prices in turn, the algorithm would drop Amazon's prices back to normal. The algorithm helped Amazon increase its profits by artificially increasing its prices across different shopping categories until the company reportedly stopped using it in 2019. The regulators allege that Amazon once used this algorithm to raise prices across the most popular online shopping destinations. They made more than $1 billion in revenue as a result. The use of the algorithm is part of the Federal Trade Corporation's antitrust suit against Amazon, which accuses the company of using a variety of methods, like burying listings, to deter sellers from offering products at a lower price on competing platforms. The complaint sets forth detailed allegations, noting how Amazon is now exploiting its monopoly power to enrich itself while raising prices and degrading service for tens of millions of American families who shop on its platform. They also use it to test the possible increase in costs on the consumer before they give up the purchase or buy the products at other retail rivals. Using it, they increase the prices on shopping carts by up to 40%. They call this strategy dynamic pricing, but the regulators point out that it's price gouging. However, Nessie is just one of the retailer's many practices hurting the United States consumer. The Federal Trade Commission and 17 state attorneys general have filed a sweeping antitrust lawsuit against Amazon, alleging that the e-commerce giant has unlawfully leveraged its market power to maintain its monopoly. It says that Amazon engages in exclusionary conduct, manipulates search results, biases its own brands, and charges excessive fees to sellers. Their concern is that Amazon's actions allow it to stop rivals and sellers from lowering prices, degrade quality for shoppers, overcharge sellers, stifle innovation, and prevent rivals from fairly competing against it. The lawsuit addresses the parts of Amazon's business that service consumers and sellers. The regulator is accusing Amazon of restricting which sellers are eligible for Prime shipping benefits. Amazon's ability to bias its search results in favor of the company's own products is also targeted. The agency alleges that Amazon's anti-competitive conduct has occurred in both its online shopping market that serves buyers and its online marketplace that serves sellers. A core issue of the lawsuit is Amazon's practice of steadily increasing fulfillment fees for sellers on the tech giant's e-commerce platform, which the FTC says forces them to raise prices for customers. It also notes that the company effectively punishes sellers that offer products for sale on other platforms at prices that are lower than those on Amazon, and that punishment can include removal from the site. In response to the lawsuit, Amazon has said that the Federal Trade Corporation is wrong on the facts and the law. The company claims that the lawsuit would result in fewer products to choose from, higher prices, slower deliveries for consumers, and reduced options for small businesses. This lawsuit will result in the breakup of the company and the sale of its assets. The Federal Trade Corporation is seeking a permanent injunction in federal court to prohibit Amazon from engaging in its unlawful conduct. They are also looking to end Amazon's monopoly in the industry to restore competition. When the news went public, their stock started falling. The lawsuit is a huge threat to Amazon Web Services, which is the biggest source of their revenue. The United Kingdom's Office of Communications has launched an investigation into the dominance of Amazon Web Services division and Microsoft's Azure in the United Kingdom market for cloud services. Together, these two companies account for 70% to 80% of the market, while Google owns a 5% to 10% share. Ofcom is concerned that the technical restraints imposed by Amazon and Microsoft on their customers make it difficult for a single customer to patronize more than one provider for its cloud services, which limits competition and makes it harder for small cloud providers to win business and compete with the market leaders. The regulator is also concerned about costly exit fees for transferring data to another provider, difficulty combining computing needs across different cloud providers, and the structuring of discounts for committing a certain level of spend with market-leading cloud suppliers. Obcom's year-long study of the cloud communication services market found features that limit the competition, and it has referred the market to the Competition and Markets Authority for further scrutiny to ensure that business customers continue to benefit from cloud services. The profits generated by Amazon and Microsoft from their operations also point to competition issues. Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure are the biggest players in the market, with Amazon Web Services primarily targeting startups and Microsoft prioritizing big enterprises. They account for roughly 60% to 70% of total cloud spend. The dominance of AWS and Azure in the Britain market for cloud services is not only a threat to consumers and businesses, but also for shareholders. According to data from S&P Global Market Intelligence, Amazon's cloud computing division generates operating profit margins of 28.5% for the company, while streaming services and app sales account for nearly two-thirds of Amazon's bottom line. And now, due to the lawsuit, the retail is in serious trouble. Andy Jassy took over as the Chief Executive Officer of Amazon in July 2021 after Jeff Bezos stepped down from the role. The e-commerce giant once seemed invincible, but almost immediately after Bezos left the company, things started to fall apart. The new Chief Executive Officer realized that he had a huge challenge in front of him. In 2020, the online retailer was on cloud nine, with consumer demand being bolstered by stimulus dollars and stock market growth driven by an overwhelming interest in e-commerce and the cloud. But when the economy reopened and in-person life was restored, the tech bubble started to deflate, and some painful losses followed. As Jassy took over, Amazon's share price collapsed, sales plunged, easy deals became hard, and hard deals fell apart. In 2019, Bezos decided to double its fulfillment footprint in 24 months. His goal was to add capacity quickly in case consumers' buying habits kept up. But that did not occur, and then the company found itself stuck with excess space and excess costs. Jassy admitted that they knew they were overbuilding but continued anyway. Rising inflation and a decelerating economy further complicated matters, causing consumers to tighten their spending habits on the platform. Subsequent interest rate hikes pushed the market to demand heightened efficiency, sending Amazon's entire retail operations into a state of urgency. In response, Jassy had to swiftly devise solutions to staunch the financial losses. He initiated layoffs that exceeded 27,000 employees since 2022, terminated projects, and shuttered numerous underperforming brick-and-mortar stores. The previous year has proven exceptionally challenging for Amazon. The company's shares endured their most tumultuous period since the dot-com crash, plummeting by 51% over the past year, constituting the most significant drop since the staggering 80% decline witnessed in 2000. At present, the stock remains 30% below its historical peak. Given the looming specter of potential antitrust lawsuits confronting the company, investors have ample reasons to continue their exodus from the stock. In the realm of retail, there is simply no respite. Amazon's challenges are deeply intertwined with the worsening economic and macroeconomic landscape, and the revelations about its pricing strategies could not have surfaced at a more inopportune moment. United States retailers are preparing for a subdued holiday shopping season, contending with a multitude of factors that are eroding Americans' purchasing power. Recent data indicates a 5.2% decline in consumer confidence compared to August, as reported by the Conference Board's Consumer Confidence Index. Factors such as inflation, elevated interest rates on loans, an economic downturn, and the impending specter of a government shutdown have collectively dimmed the 6-month economic outlook. This decline underscores the apprehension shared by many Americans regarding the challenging times that lie ahead. Economists have pointed out that the decline in consumer confidence ahead of the busiest shopping season of the year is particularly concerning. This is primarily because household budgets have been strained by escalating prices, and assessing credit has become more challenging as banks have curtailed credit lines in response to the Federal Reserve's interest rate increases. Consumers remain deeply concerned about the ongoing surge in prices, especially for essential items such as groceries and gasoline. Moreover, there has been a noticeable uptick in delinquencies on credit cards and auto loans, alongside a notable increase in personal bankruptcy cases. Americans will have to persist in their frugal spending habits, steering clear of significant purchases that typically drive Prime Day sales. What's even more upsetting is that consumers are now aware of Amazon's deliberate tactic of raising prices in the weeks leading up to the sale, only to lower them back to regular levels during Prime Day. This newfound awareness will erode trust in the company, promoting many to explore alternative retailers for their holiday shopping needs. It appears that Amazon will be the next in line to face adversity, and it wouldn't be surprising to witness further store closures, additional layoffs, and even bankruptcy if the company fails to implement a corrective strategy in a timely manner. Comment down below on what you think, and leave a like if you find value in the content we do on this channel. Hit the subscribe button for all the latest updates, and we'll see you in the next video.